Worst, least favorite.
Best album.
Man, how does this keep fucking happening?
It's amazing. I love
we
it.
can agree on a band so like top to bottom, a full episode, and still,
Yeah.
why? Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my peppy and not at all sad co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
That's actually very sad. Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a whole new discography per episode, and today we'll be discussing every album by
Bleach, aka Bleach03.
Hell yes. This is requested on Patreon by Adrian, probably several years ago. So thank you for being patient and sticking with us. This is going to be very fun. If you're watching the video, you can already see we have a guest that you probably haven't seen in a while. My brother Robert. Hello.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah. And he's back. What was the last time you were here? Mark DuPont, I'm assuming?
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
So last year?
I don't know.
Maybe in the winter.
Yeah, it was last year.
Time's all
It had to have been last year.
Time's all screwy.
Were you still living here?
I think I was.
It was a long time ago
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
It was a year next month.
Okay. There it is. Look at that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Bleach 03, or they're known as Bleach 03, but they're also listed everywhere officially as Bleach, which makes things very, very annoying and complicated. Like searching these albums is already a pain in the ass on streaming sites.
It's messy.
Very messy. But yeah, this requested forever going on Patreon by Adrian. Thank you for being cool and requesting a band that I never ever would have listened to. I know by the way, Robert's here because he has listened to them and he knows them and he already likes them. And he speaks a little bit of Japanese, so he's going to help us out with some of these fucking album titles because we can't read anything. The Discogs is useless. It's all Japanese characters.
Okay, yeah. If you can't read Japanese, yeah, it's gonna be
Yes!
but it's
We're
like,
Americans!
well, compared to like a lot of Japanese artists, I'm so used to it being like really long, but theirs is like pretty short. So it's
Yeah. And also the misleadingly short discography.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's 9 records in total that we're going to be talking about. There's a goddamn gnat on my screen. But they're 3 minutes each. They're very short. This was one of the easy. This was delightfully simple to do this episode.
I actually finished last week for once because I thought we were doubling up on recordings, and Mike was like, "We are not," and I was like, "Well, it's nice to have a week for myself."
Yeah. Did you come out a fan, Alex?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Robert, how do you feel I'm assuming you didn't hear everything before this.
No. I had only heard up to the self-titled album,
Mhm.
and I actually remember when the album after that came out.
Ooh.
And, at that point, I kind of had a little bit of fatigue from their sound, but overall, they kind of got lost in the mix because I was just discovering so much music from Japan at that time. So coming back to it, they kind of won me over a bit more.
I love this band.
Oh wow!
Delightful.
Nice.
Delightfully insane. Fucking batshit. And it puzzles me that they're really like kind of brushed under the rug, especially when you compare it to like Melt Banana or something.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? What's wrong with these gals?
I don't know, but somebody out there requested them before all the other Japanese bands.
I think it's because no one's talking about them. And now we're going to be the fucking only ones.
I don't know any of these ladies' names, but
I'll pull them up in a GIF.
bass player.
Oh, Miya, or also known as Suki B, Shukusuki. I don't know. I don't know what her actual name is, but Miya.
She is one of the most criminally underrated bass players in punk music.
Wild. One of the best I've ever heard. I mean,
This wasn't prepared for that.
not at all. Fucking Slap City, dude. I can't believe I've never heard slap bass in punk ever. I mean, calling this punk is actually not even fair because this is fucking wild. This is way, way beyond.
Yeah.
But I mean, like top-notch level funk master bass. I mean, it's insane.
Feels like she could hang with Mr. Claypool if she wanted
100%.
to.
Interesting you said that. I remember an old interview from back when I first heard them where she cited Primus as an influence.
And I can hear it, and this is why Robert's here.
There's one moment specifically where I'm like, that's all Primus. That's some real Primus shit. But everyone in this band is fucking amazing. And it's like, where there's a lot of moments in songs where I'm like, oh, that's not like the most amazing riff ever. But you put all three of them together, and it's just incredible. It's just so creative and fucking wild.
I think there is that punk rock energy where even if the songs aren't the greatest, like you said, the whole package is appealing.
They'll do something that makes it stand out. Like the drums will be playing some strange beat that wouldn't go. Maybe like the guitar and bass are doing something straightforward, punky, but the drums are doing this weird, wacky, proggy thing. And then the vocals. Cannot peg these vocals. You cannot peg these vocals.
They go from like metal screaming, punk screaming, the cutesy like baby metal.
Yep. The really whiny siren sounding things, full on pretty, just straight singing. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And they all sing too.
They all, they all sing, but I don't know. I couldn't even.
I don't know who does what.
No
parts,
fucking idea.
Unless you watch the live clips.
Yeah. So members, Kanna, guitar and vocals, Miya, bass and vocals, and Sayuri on drums and vocals. One lineup the whole way through, which is rare and kind of refreshing. How many other bands have like the one and done?
I don't even know. It's
Fugazi.
It's really nice though to just not have to be like, oh, who played on what?
And they usually a revolving door lineup of bassists. You ain't replacing this bassist, baby.
I think the Beatles had all original members.
No, Pete Best.
Pete Best.
Well, I think he was Pete booted out of.
I thank you for not saying Pete Worst and saying Pete booted.
Well, before the first album, right?
Yeah. But in terms of, and even Fugazi, like Guy wasn't in the first incarnation of it. But yeah, this is nice and pure.
I mean, if you're talking about from the beginning.
Yeah, beginning.
What about ZZ Top?
Yeah, it's a good question. Were there other tops?
Or Rush? I think the trick is this being a 3-piece.
That's the trick.
Yeah. Well, Nirvana with drummers.
Not every.
Yeah.
The Melvins.
Melvins with basses. All right. Well, whatever. Fuck, whatever.
Melvins can have 3.
Okay, the Police.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
The Melvins can have 3 to 5 members depending on what they're doing.
So I guess might as well jump into some of the back. I mean, there's not a. So we our boy Tom Osman, a history guy, go follow him in all the places. He did what he could. Not only is all this shit not in English, there's just also not even a lot on them, period, even in Japanese, as far as I know. So we really don't know anything about this band. And they kind of stopped doing shit after this. Like, we'll get to it later, but one member started another band, put out a couple albums, and that's pretty much it. It's like they just disappeared, which is interesting. So apparently when they first formed, Sayuri was in college, Kanna was in cosmetology school to be a hairdresser, and Miya was working. I like how they just left it at working, like driving a truck. What is she fucking shipping pallets? What is she doing?
That's what I do when people ask me what my occupation is. I'm working.
Just working.
Just working.
TCOB, dude. I'm just
taking care of business.
So they formed in 98 in Okinawa, and soon they became popular because of all their skills with a Z and wild live performances, which in one of the EPs we're covering, there's some live tracks, and they are as good live as in the studio. I imagine the songs were recorded live, if I had to guess, just because this kind of music doesn't really work well, cutting it up and Frankensteining it. Like it's really the band that's special, not the songs.
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, there's not much more.
Anything to add, Robert?
Not really. I mean, I could talk about my first exposure. There always seemed to be kind of a little bit of hype around them from back in the day, from what I remembered. There's still, I think they always had fans in the US. From what I could tell, I think they mostly, I don't know if they ever toured Europe at all.
Oh, yeah.
I know they toured the US.
They did.
Yeah,
what is this Japan night thing?
Japan night,
because you said it off the air, like, oh,
Japan night.
I've never heard.
I've heard the name.
I've never
that was
heard
so
of.
fun. Japan night started, I think, in the late 90s. First time I actually went was 2008, and it's kind of like not really like a festival, but it was like a mini kind of thing where a bunch of like a handful of groups from Japan do shows, and it started at South by Southwest, I think, and then eventually they started doing like L.A., New York, San Francisco, just all the major cities, and so I think they played in the States. Probably the first time was probably Japan Night, so that's how I got to.
I think it was South by Southwest, and that would make sense for Japan. Yeah, and I think in 2001. When they first toured the U.S. In South by Southwest. So,
and the sad thing is, it hasn't. Japan Night seems like it hasn't happened for a while, especially after COVID. Last time I went was probably 2011 or something. It seemed like the following years, like LA wasn't on the schedule, but those shows were always so fun. You don't even have to know what bands are playing. You don't have to know them. I saw there's this band called Scandal who actually kind of blew up in Japan, got really big. I saw them there before they were famous, like small place, you know.
I'm sure some listeners like, fuck yeah, fucking Scandal.
Yeah.
If they're listening to this.
Yeah.
That
makes me think, I mean, I've probably told this story 1,000 times on this pod, but the fucking time we saw DMBQ at the Smell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect example. I had no idea who they were, but was that the most insane show I've ever been to this day? Yes, absolutely.
Like rock and roll incarnate.
Yeah. I'm assuming a lot of drugs too. Those guys were wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're alive now.
I don't. They're probably like Iggy Pop or Keith Richards. You know,
the drugs keeping them alive. Yeah,
still going. They have the Mr. Burns disease, where it's all the diseases and they can't work.
The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
But that's good that you mentioned that, because that era seemed like it kind of ended like maybe 2008, 2006 to 2008. That's when it seemed like a lot of these bands were touring here from Japan, and I just saw whichever ones I could, and that's how I discovered a lot of this music. I'm glad I went, because you know a lot of them just haven't been back since.
It's a moment in time. You just rode that wave while it showed up. So there's I guess Bleach has 9 records total. We're gonna be talking about all 9, but really one of them is more of a single than anything. So we're just kind of gonna talk about it. It's not gonna be like a main entry. They're all so short, and they're all so, this is one of the messiest discographies we've covered. Like since Septic Death, this is the messiest and most confusing discography.
Yeah, I would say the lack of availability in English also made it a little confusing, but we did our best.
We did our best. Because like there's albums, there's mini albums, and there's EPs and singles, and we just fucking listened to all of it and whatever. Also, a neat little fun fact that they did for every single record was they released it the same day number as the month. So July 7th, November 11th, December 12th, which is it's cute. It's neat.
That is a neat little gimmick.
Yeah. But yeah, first record came out 2000 or July 7th, 2000. And last one, July 7th, 2009. So basically a record a year if you average it out.
Sometime, 2. But yeah.
Yeah. So I guess might as well jump into it if you all ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So this is how we're going to do it. You will say the Japanese name and I will read the English translation.
Okay, sure.
So this is the first record, came out July 7th, 2000. This is...
So, the second word always trips me up. Ichokusen.
A man's way.
Boom. Was that your YMO voice?
Yeah, it was my elegant Japanese American man voice show. Yeah. I forgot how long this song takes to start.
I just assumed it was short.
Definitely short.
Long for them.
Yeah. There we go. So is this or is this not the quintessential Japanese band trying to play American sounding riff? Or punk or rock and roll?
Yeah, I know it sounds like something, but I couldn't really articulate it.
I've heard a lot of Gizm songs that sound like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good band.
Yeah, it is. It is blocky.
Oh, man. How many albums do we have?
I don't know.
Well, hey, this part right here,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard this for years, but it gave me an instant flashback to when I first heard them.
So this is about this song is about as straightforward as it gets with this band.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any like simpler and straightforward punk than that.
Yeah. But even then, I feel like they add a layer of noise to make it their own.
Yeah.
But yeah, like track 2.
Oh man, I only wrote the first part.
No.
I think it's Jijo or something like that. Namai.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I just did the track numbers. I'm not gonna
we'll do our best.
Yeah, mine is mixed up. Sometimes I got the names, sometimes I don't.
But yeah, high pitched guitars, high pitched vocals, gets pretty brutal for what it is.
I love that song. My favorite song on this EP. It's like, because that opening track, I'm like, that's fine, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna get the band is probably like this kind of regular aggressive punk kind of thing, and then that song comes on, and I'm sold.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's probably the most deranged they sound like.
Yeah, because it is like the cutesy Japanese girl vocals, which I actually hate, but it's done in a way that is pretty sadistic, and like the whole package makes it actually work really well.
Yeah,
and the third track you get some of that wild bass playing too.
That's the first taste we get of that fucking slap bass. God damn.
Something I'm gonna mention. I think it's the first track. There's this yell and then a breakdown like at the 2 minute 25 second mark.
2:32.
For some reason, I thought I was gonna like be referencing this throughout the whole episode, but that is so super Junkie Monkey to me, which is another Japanese band. I don't know. They sound like they are heavily influenced by them.
Mm-hmm.
Even the drummer looks similar, like to
That's funny.
like
That's
the
pretty
two
funny.
bands. But a lot of the screams and the growls and all that stuff, and the riffs are just totally super Junkie Monkey. But this is kind of like a noisier version, whereas Super Junkie Monkey had more of a technical metal edge to it, way more funk metal basically.
Okay, because I keep wanting to say these guys, and usually it's fine, but this time it's like it's just girls, and I can't say these girls. It feels so stupid. these fellas, these fellows here.
I don't know.
I like saying gals. Also, these sounds a little bit more lighthearted because guys, like it's such a casual word. I think the female version of that should be gal. I think guys and gals.
I like guys and dude being gender neutral.
I like it too.
Yeah.
These fucking vatos right here. Yeah. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought because I was wanting a whole thing about what to call them.
No, I should probably say this real quick. Personal favorite.
Really?
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
There's just so little for me to like.
That's what I thought, but it's just like just enough.
Yeah,
it is strong debut.
It was originally best personal favorite.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll explain. I just got a little fatigued, but the versions, they redo some of the versions of these songs, but
everything except for Namae no
right. Yeah. And I like these versions better. I think they're the definitive version.
Interesting. I feel the opposite about the closer, Piglet 28 in English.
Right.
I actually like the other version better, the re-recorded version. This one, it feels like a different mix than every other song on here. It's like it feels a little bit quieter and like less distorted and harsh, which is a bad thing for this particular band, I feel like. But it is a cool song.
I do think that is like the weakest track. I agree with Mike.
I kind of like it as the same as the title track. It's like I put those below the others. But this is like a perfect debut because it really sets you up for literally everything they'll do for the entire, at least for the most part, for their entire career. Because actually, one thing I'll note, because you said you like these versions better, on Yoiko no Machi.
Oh, right.
Track 3, fucking, which is interesting because it opens with the slap bass by itself, and then the band comes in. On this version, that slap bass in the beginning is so fast and insane, and then when the band comes in, it kind of slows down, like to like, all right, let's find our homeostasis here. On the re-recorded version, bass starts out slower, band comes in, speeds way the fuck up. And I think I just like that version better. Like that.
I didn't notice that. I liked that this version, basically because the bass is fast and it's like grittier. It just sounded crazier to me.
It is crazy as shit. It's super crazy. I'm also kind of disappointed they didn't return to track 2 because it's one of their most interesting songs just across the board, I think.
Well, we get a live version of it.
Yeah, but like
that doesn't count.
No. Anyway, it is kind of good though that this is like, that's just the version of the song we have. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
The definitive version, according to Robert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the only version we got of that song. There's several EPs where they re-record everything except for one song. This is just the first.
Maddening.
Yeah.
First step into madness.
But yeah, a fucking strong debut. Very, was it 9 minutes long? It's very easy.
The vocals, how would I describe it? They sound, when you listen to everything else they did, you go back to this one, they sound very just distinct from the rest of their releases, like less I don't know, less gruff or something, but there's more raw or something.
There was way more screaming and growling later on, and here I really hate the way they sound on the title track. It was like it's just like yelling, but it feels very, I don't know, like a female Grandpa Simpson yelling really high. But every other song, that's where I really don't know how to pick the vocals because they're different on fucking every song. If you hate the vocals on one song, it's okay because they're not going to be the same on another song, and that's pretty much every album.
Yeah. Also, this really makes me think of like 90s noise rock.
Really?
Yeah, like specifically like 90s. Like, I don't know, something that could be on like AMRAP or whatever.
Do you love me some AMRAP?
Interesting. I still felt like, there's still like the punk stuff.
Yeah, there's still a lot of punkness. Yeah, whatever. There's a lot of punk in this. But Robert's personal favorite, and we have plenty more to go.
Yes.
So next is this a album or a
I don't.
It's a, it's
a recording.
It's their first album. I think it's their first actual. Yeah, it's their first actual album. This came out November 11th, 2000. Very shortly after. This is
Kibaku-Zai.
Triggering Device.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is some ear-piercing bass. But this fucking rules. Love that. It's so great. She does sound like a dude there too. This song rules. Vocals are a lot harsher than they were. I don't think we'll get to the melodic section. How long is the song?
There's 2 minutes left.
It's a minute and 45 seconds. Something like that. All right. I left it on way too long.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking song.
There's so much it makes me think of like Refused, but like on cocaine.
This is bad shit. This was very close to being best.
Yeah.
For me.
Also, I don't know if you guys ever heard of them, but there was like this all-girl new metal group called Kitty, and like the like cadence and phrasing of the singing made me think of Kitty too. Which
Wait, you're talking from back in the day, right?
back in the day, there's.
I remember them.
Yeah, they kind of. So it did kind of make me think of new metal too.
Yeah,
There are moments where I did think new metal for sure.
The riffs kind of make me think of Korn sometimes.
Yeah.
In the simplicity, like the but they don't down tune, so they don't really sound like Korn at all.
Yeah.
It was the year 2000. I don't think you could get away from that sound.
That's what music was at that time.
Yeah, guitar based.
It was all just Korn.
Yeah,
it was.
Leaders of following the leader.
So this let me know very quickly that I was a fan of this band. I mean, for the first like 4 albums at least, I like every song on every album.
Oh dang.
I have no problems with pretty much any of this. Santa Claus fucking rules. It's one of my favorite songs from them easily.
It's so
great follow-up.
It's so crazy listening to that, and I'm like, I thought we were already liking Crazy Town, but then that is like, oh no, we still got You Want to Get Nuts.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah.
God, it's so good. It has this walking bass line with these crazy drums and a consistent, steady guitar line. And then halfway through, it stops abruptly, only to build back up. There's like so many, let's just stop it right here and then do something else completely and then build back up into something fucking, I mean, it's a lot to follow. And there's like I have a million notes for everything, but it's very crazy.
My favorite part might be the spoken bits.
Oh,
it reminds me of like 90s visual case stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably, you guys probably haven't read it.
No,
but they always have like these spoken bits or whatever. That's like really like ominous and stuff. Like,
visual K. Now that's some wild shit.
Kind of over the top.
I mean, makes glam look conservative.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then track 3. That is a long Japanese word. Kaku.
The one I happen to not write any notes.
Yeah,
for.
it's fucking.
Where is it at?
That one.
Oh man, it's pure kanji.
It is hard to read.
Whatever. Track
It's
3.
wild. Track 3 as well.
3.
I mean, it's, lightning speed chaos separated by these slow, sludgy, dirty bass pluck sections. Very fucking cool. And then they re-recorded Piglet 28 as well as the title track of the previous EP. Otokoichokusen.
Let's call it A Man's Way.
A Man's Way. That's right. I keep forgetting. They re-record.
Yeah, you just bastardize everything.
I sure do.
This is America.
And like we talked about, they obviously re-recorded the third track on their first EP, which I like this version. I like all the versions on this album better, especially Piglet 28, just because the production is consistent with the rest of the album.
Do you know what track number that is?
That is 4. Track 4.
Okay, yeah.
And speaking of the production, they have several albums that are very distorted. This is among the most distorted.
This is the loud one. When I went from the one before, this was like, whoa, I had to lower everything.
Yeah, definitely had to lower a lot of stuff with this band, like from going from one album to the next. Extremely distorted. I feel like it adds a lot of character to it, especially with songs this wild. You don't want them to be clean. It would be fucking weird if they were clean. And well, we might as well start touching on their experimentation, because they do start a little bit here on Koei.
Oh, I was going to mention that one.
Please do. Go ahead.
What track?
That's a song I assumed. I have no idea what you guys even think of that, but when the first time I heard it, I don't think I really cared much, but coming back, like I somehow have a weird soft spot for it.
It's track 6.
Track 6 is amazing. My favorite song on.
Really?
I like it a lot.
Yes.
It's, first of all, it's like the first non-insane, wild, crazy. I mean, sung vocals, clean, almost ska guitars, mid-pace like rock.
It's 4 minutes. Slow down, Dream Theater.
Exactly. Just fucking wrap it the hell up. But it's
the bass line makes you think of Fugazi, like a gritty Fugazi.
so it's like the most straightforward or like accessible thing they've done yet for sure, but it's not basic at all. It still develops. There's like they're still good songwriters on top of being fucking insane musicians.
Well, it goes places. It doesn't just repeat like a couple parts over and over for 4 minutes. Like
exactly.
No.
So there's like it seems like there's a narrative to it or something.
Yeah, because even when like, they dabble a lot in some really unusual styles, and even though it's like you probably could have got by with just the novelty of you're doing this thing that you've never done before, but they still make the songs interesting, or at least I feel like they do. And then and then it ends with Bleach Kaido. I have no idea to pronounce that.
I didn't write.
But
yeah, Kaido. Oh yeah, I like that one. I like that riff.
Great stuff. They fucking implemented harmonic plucks into the verse, the guitar.
I don't remember. We might have to play it. I just remember that riff. It makes me think of like the video game Skitchin or something.
It's fucking Skitchin. Yeah. Didn't Green Jelly make the music? No, that was for Maximum Carnage. It was a real band, right?
Yeah. But I don't know if I remember the name of
that Skitchin. Just that. I think it might have been the first song on that. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. In my entire life, I'll never forget that fucking song.
The solo.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh man.
Put on a little bit of the closer.
You're right. I do think it's Kitchen. Yeah. It's every time. It's part of the riff, which I think is super cool. Reminds me of Slint and how it
Nosferatu Man, there's like just a harmonic note thrown in, and it sounds like an accident, but it's every single time. It's part of the riff. Very cool stuff. I fucking love this album. Yeah, this almost took it for me. But I decided on another. Yes. Closing thoughts? Good.
I still thought that song was entertaining, but it's weird to say this about a album that's like 24 minutes long, but I did feel like it kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit, especially after the Odyssey that is track 6. So
all right. I mean,
I wasn't bored though. I was just like, it does a lot.
There is not that much diversity on this one for sure. It's just Koi that's the odd man out. Everything else is pretty fucking insane. Lightning speed, extremely distorted, and it hurts and it's noisy. I love it. I like it.
Good times.
Also almost best, but
I think it's fantastic.
I just prefer the versions on the first one.
Fair enough. I guess they
played at CBGB.
They played at CBGB's right after this was put out. Interesting. That's their first. Was that their first U.S. performance? They were at least touring the U.S. Well, I mean, not touring, but they at least played in the U.S. this early on, which is cool. And CBGB before it was, desecrated and destroyed. What is it now? Like,
it was always desecrated. No,
I mean, it's pretty filthy.
It's like an airport restaurant.
Is it really?
I think they did something like blasphemous like that.
It's pretty horrific. It's pretty horrific. God damn it.
Just when he thought it couldn't get lower.
Oh, Jesus. But we're on to the next. They call it a mini album, but it's an EP. It's got live tracks on it. It seems like we probably could have glossed over this one, but I'm glad I want to talk about it. I think it's fun to talk about. So this came out July 7th, 2001. There's no English translation for this one. So this one is...
There's a translation, but it's Odoru Kubi.
What is the translation?
I always thought it was like dancing neck, but I think they mean it as dancing head.
Dancing head. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
like
but technically on paper, it looks like it says neck to me. But
fair enough. Dancing neck.
Dancing neck head.
That's some fuzz. Oh yeah. God, this production stinks compared to the last one, which wasn't good, but this is like muffled.
You know what's funny? If this wasn't so like fuzzy and blown out, it would probably be one of their more accessible songs.
Maybe.
This is a Super Junkie Monkey song. It's totally super junky looking.
The funk is prominent. Very funky. It's almost jazzy with that walking bass.
This part too, especially.
Those are fun vocals. Annoying, but I think they're fun. All right, that one doesn't change so much from that.
That would have been fun if it was like on Jet Grind Radio or something.
Oh yeah.
Totally forgot about the 1 minute 50-second mark in that song.
Yeah.
Goes into his transition. To me, it seems like what they're attempting to do on the previous album in the opening track, but just works so much better for me in this one because it goes into like a happy part in the other one, and it just felt kind of like pieced together. But this one it transitions really nice. I actually really like that part of the song. Like,
actually, in terms of the studio tracks on here, this is fucking one of my favorites. Ikini.
Oh,
two.
yeah.
So they re-record this later on and drastically change it. This version fucking rules.
yeah,
It's better. You brought up Slint earlier, but this one is especially slinty. And I wasn't ready for anything that jammy either.
Not even, I mean, even after this, they don't really ever do anything like this. It's slow, it's brooding, it's creepy, it's lengthy. It goes into a million different fucking places. It has like really nice sung vocals with these menacing guitars, and then it builds and builds into this fucking chaos. It's like one of the most dynamic songs they've ever done, and they fucking change it completely later on. Why did they do this, Robert? Tell me.
I don't know. They changed it. They added like a vocals in the beginning.
Yeah, and they shortened it like by half, at least half.
No, the jam.
Well, that's what I mean by saying that the original versions are always like the definitive versions for me. Whenever they redo it, they seem to like kind of lose what made the first one good for me.
That can be said about a lot of albums and bands.
That's actually how Mike feels about Taylor Swift re-recording her songs.
That is how I feel.
I didn't know she did that.
She did it for like legal reasons, right? Just so she can get ownership back.
Yeah.
She should have just done Metal Machine music. Then I'd be a fan.
I would be too.
Nobody likes that.
No, of course not.
But nobody likes Metal Machine music?
No one being honest with themselves.
Oh, I like it.
You're out of your fucking goddamn it.
It's so musical.
It's the most musical thing Lou Reed has ever done.
Maybe the cutest. No, I don't know if it's a cute.
Lulu's pretty cute.
I was going to say, have you listened to Lulu? I'm trying to find people who've listened to Lulu.
No, I need to do that.
Oh, man.
Especially since Buzz Osborne said it's the greatest thing he ever did. Or the greatest thing Metallica ever did, at least.
I disagree with both of those so hard.
I'm going to hold back my thoughts on that album.
We will be covering that at some point. Yeah. We're not going to say which avenue we're taking.
Only Lulu?
No. We're going to be covering everything up to Lulu, but we're not going to give out if it's Metallica or Lou Reed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But back to this. The last studio track was Daresuka.
Oh, Daresuka?
Anyway, lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah. They've sacrificed brutality, but they're just as good as writing these dreamy songs. Or
I forgot how that went, but I have notes on it for it.
Give the
something
notes
about the vocals.
just make it
something
it's a change
about
of pace for
It
them.
is,
It's
100%.
new for them, but I don't remember what song it is.
It's new for them. I don't know how or why, but it is.
You're not supposed to say that. You're just fucking supposed to say it,
You
Robert.
pretend you remember and you say it.
God damn it.
You know what? This is like what Koei was on the previous album.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't like it nearly as much, but I agree that it's very cool and it does change it. I mean, it's actually, it feels even lighter following Ikini or whatever. I mean, it's super funky. It's got a ton of energy, like many other songs, but
I still don't know which song this is.
track 3,
Put it on.
Daresuka. And I do dig, while you're doing it, I do dig the back vocals. They're odd. And I'll just leave that at that.
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew. Okay, it's not the same as Koei, but
I think you're thinking of track 2.
no, I was just saying that based on my notes,
Okay.
guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, this song wouldn't be as good without those weird background vocals. Exactly. I even like these backup vocals, the goofy yelling bullshit in the background stuff. Noisy, funk, abrasive.
with some pretty almost anthemic chorus part with those vocals.
Fun stuff.
And then the live tracks. I mean, they picked two of my favorite songs of theirs.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Oh,
I
good.
thought I pressed.
It picked two of my favorite songs as live tracks, which is fun. I
So,
like it.
so you can't really hate on it
I
too
can't
much.
complain, but they are live songs. They are necessary. They don't sound super bad for live tracks. They could sound a lot worse, but they are very noticeably live.
It doesn't make or break anything for me. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like whenever I'd buy like some CD reissue of some hardcore punk album,
Yeah.
and they'd have like the extra
You got to pat it out. You can,
tracks tacked on the end.
Especially with remas or reissues.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a CD. You can fit 80 minutes on it. If you're Metallica and you aren't using all 80 minutes, you're just wasting everyone's time.
Or you're wasting everyone's time.
Or using everyone's time.
Did I even name the song? Yeah, the live songs are Namai no Jijo
Joe.
from the first EP, and then Santa Claus from the last album. Yeah, and him mentioning that, or you mentioning that, I'm already getting you two mixed up. You guys are so similar looking.
Oh, we're exactly the same.
Same height.
Same height, same hair color,
It's
same
our
voice.
it's our love of Quincy Jones that
Yeah.
makes us so.
What is it called? The Street Sweeper? No, I don't know.
Oh, this Sanford and Son
Yeah.
theme song.
God damn it. I was thinking of Machine Gun Etiquette from The Damned, where all the bonus tracks, like, because I listened to that version so many times that all the bonus tracks just became the album in my mind. It wasn't
Like
until
with, Burglar.
yeah. Fuck, and then all the different smash it up parts that were there. Was there a live track? I don't remember. But point is, it took me a while to get out of that when I had to listen to it on its own many years after. But yeah, this is fine. This is a cool EP. All right, now we got what? Album 2. Yeah, this came out December 12th, 2001. This is the second time in a row they've released 2 records in 1 year.
Busy ladies.
Very nice. This is
Hadaka no Joe.
Queen of Nudity.
It's like, that's how you open an album. Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I actually like those little, it's so weird and loud. Oh, this is so fucking cool. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Why is everyone not freaking out right now?
I don't know. I think on the inside. But
East Bay Ray.
Yeah.
Smile if you heard that riff.
also, this is probably their funniest album cover because they look like children.
Let me pull it up.
I don't know if that's funny, but
It's funny because it's like you wouldn't expect them to look like that.
You're right. They look like fucking preteens.
Yeah.
That's actually a terrible album cover.
it's not amazing. But
I think it's one of the worst.
Especially talking about nude.
it's just a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess you throw that in.
So fuck, this rules. Yeah, this is it's basically instrumental aside from those little.
I don't know, one word lines in the very beginning.
Best personal favorite.
Really? I don't blame you. I do love this album. I love a lot of their albums, but I do love this one as well.
They move at a breakneck speed, even with their albums, and this one stuck to my ribs the most, so it gets my prize. Yeah, it stood out the most, and it stayed with me. Really, these guys don't have a bad release, I think. So
No bad albums,
it's
I agree.
A little bit hard, but this is in my heart of hearts, because who doesn't love a queen of nudity?
I don't want to meet them, but yeah, I mean, this the best could have gone for anything, but in the end, it was kind of clear like which one I was like, oh, this one makes me feel way more things than the others. This one didn't, although it's still at this point we'll listen to all the albums. I had no idea. I was like, these anyone could take it. This is fucking great.
Yeah. There's maybe one more I could was in close contention, but this I feel like the most complete as well.
But before this came out, they put out the Furueru Hana single, and that track is on here. It's like just track 2, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hits very hard. It's slower than the rest, more punishing.
I like using feedback like riffs, very Nirvana in the Albini one with Rate Me on it in Utero.
Oh, in Utero, yeah.
Sorry, tongue tied. Yeah, very like reminiscent of that.
Yeah, like I mean, it also has a full-on Middle Eastern solo on that one too, which is very interesting. They do dabble with that from time to time.
They do very sparingly, but yeah.
How would you guys classify the style of music for Yoa, the fourth track?
Kooky as fuck and Primus.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, that's the Primus song for me.
Galloping Primus stuff.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking like, oh, I'm probably going to be the only one that likes this one.
Oh, it's great. I think it's great. It legit sounds like Primus though.
It's so purposely like off or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's very off. Very herky-jerky, very kooky, but fun. I mean, if you like Primus, there's no way you won't like that. It does stick out on this album too, because everything here is, I mean, they're always, you can't predict what they're going to fucking do. You just kind of safely bet that it's going to be weird and crazy and loud.
And embrace it. Yeah. You're just along for the ride, and it's a fun ride.
I probably think fun is like the main word that kept coming to mind while listening to all this.
Yeah, it's if you like abrasive music and noisy music, this is one of the more fun bands.
Mm-hmm.
You got following Yoa Getsuman, and that is track. God damn it!
Track 5. I really like the like. It's almost like a math rock bass line. Which,
super paranoid sounding, really wild. And then this really beautiful melodic chorus comes in out of fucking nowhere, delightfully unpredictable.
Which point? I'm forgetting again, but I have like a timestamp for like a minute and 20 seconds in for that song.
I think it might be that moment, but it feels more like a chorus where it returns to it. But like as it goes on, it feels more and more disjointed. Like it gets like it's almost like it's falling apart the longer it goes on. There are a few songs of theirs where it definitely feels like it just randomized riffs. It's like, what the fuck is just what are you doing here? Just fucking close it out. It's insane. I still like the song a lot. I don't think it's a bad way for that one, but in the future, I do think it's rough. And this is where they re-record Ikeni in a wildly inferior version, but still a cool song.
I will say, I do love the way the tom drums sound on that version, though.
Oh, it's the whole song. It's basically a brand new song. It's very minimal. It's very close. It's the opposite of what they always do. You get the new vocals, which is like super close on the mic vocals, and then these really solitary, lonesome tom hits. And it's
sounds amazing.
It sounds good, and I think it's really good for pacing. But I do miss the original and love the original a lot.
Track 7 threw me for a loop because there's a riff there, and I can only describe it as a Yankee Doodle Dandy riff.
Oh yeah, is that fucking Baku fucking A77?
Baku Dashitai?
Yeah, there we go. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making it's so hard to fucking keep track of. Yeah, that one quickly goes off the rails and gets super deranged. And it was one thing that they do. They do it there, where they do it a lot. Other places, it's like no two instruments are playing the same kind of riff. So you get like if the guitar is playing something happy, the bass is doing something super fucked up and twisted, or vice versa. I like that. It makes everything feel way more unsettling and schizophrenic. And song does it well.
I'm also interested to know what Mike thinks of the untitled track, because I'm like, this is some circus music, which he loves, but also there's noodling involved, which she does not.
It is a full-on rehearsal dicking around section.
There we go.
I like it. I like.
Hell yeah.
Even their bullshit tracks are cool. I mean, it's like obviously it can be skipped, but it still has personality. Like it shows how they're a great band. Like this is them just fucking around.
You kind of hear how they operate, like the way they piece things together or whatever.
Exactly. It's like you
just,
can't get this band replacing one member that way.
Also, it's just like nice right at the end.
Yeah, it's a breeze. Also, you get some more wild ass slap bass on the title track. I mean, and then around a minute in, it goes clean, fucking rules. I mean, this is not accessible music by any means, but I think it's great.
It's my personal favorite and best.
I found for this band, I didn't feel qualified to separate the best and personal favorites just because this is just such a niche type of band that I feel like anybody can pick anything as their best, and I would kind of get it.
There are no wrong picks for Robert on this episode.
Cool. Wait, there are never wrong picks.
There's never
Never was.
I'm always
outlandish, wild, fucking left field pick. But yeah, Alex's best and personal favorite, fucking great. Still completely bad shit.
Funniest cover,
worst cover. But I mean,
nobody's gonna look at the cover.
Yeah, zero accessibility here. But boy, does it fucking rule, and it is not going to bore you. That's for damn sure. And it's also like 10 minutes long. It's very short. They're all short. How long is this one actually? This one is 25 minutes. I mean, none of these things overstay their welcome. It's fucking delightful. Yeah. So this is like a major label album, which is hilarious.
Maybe in Japan or
Japanese. Okay. Yeah. It was under a Toshiba. Is it EMI? MA?
EMI probably.
EMI. Okay.
Oh, that's what that is.
The lack of capitalization threw me off. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's odd. So the single before this and this one were all put on the same label. And this is where they performed at South by Southwest. I'm assuming Japan night. This is where things were taking off. They were on top of the world. Nothing's going to stop them now. But then
this will be we'll just go over this.
Oh, briefly. Yeah. So after this, they put out the Canary Empire Strikes Back, or otherwise known as,
Teikoku no.
I fucked it up. There it is.
No Gyakushu.
Something like that, which came out October 10th, 2003. So a bit of a gap, the first gap that we get, I'm assuming because of all the touring. It's an EP. It's more of a single because 2 out of 3 of these songs will be put on the following album. And we might as well just talk about the one song that's not on the album, which is
Tayo.
Yeah. The opener. That's the only song that's not re-recorded.
That's
re-released.
Son.
That's where you really get like the Middle Eastern vibes.
Yeah.
Also, this seems like a drastic change in the guitar tone, the guitar playing.
Yes, 100%.
The major label money can be felt here in terms of audio quality for me, at least.
Yeah, a little.
It does feel a lot cleaner.
Cleaner. I wouldn't say better, but definitely cleaner.
Exactly. That's
And I don't want to talk about the other 2 tracks because there was a lot to talk about because they're on the next record. But I mean, that song is really one of the most annoying vocal performances I've ever heard.
What, the title?
No. Tayo.
Really?
You're crazy.
I mean, I'm fine with it, and it's something charming about it in a weird way. But it is like that is like how a little kid would annoy their parents. That voice doing that thing.
Oh, that part.
I mean, that's so annoying.
Maybe in America.
I'm in America, goddammit. But apparently the meaning of Canary Empire Strikes Back, according to Kanna, which is interesting. She says, Canary dies easily in the bad air. That means very weak. I want Canary and that kind of person to be more wild. Excuse the weak English. I don't know if this is her speaking English or if it's a translation, but that is a neat little thing.
Yes.
So basically, I don't know, weaker people to be
The
More
meek,
wild,
Yeah.
stronger.
yeah, the meek will inherit the earth.
Yeah, let loose a little bit. Take off the glasses. Let your hair down. All right.
Yeah.
But
As a weak person who goes to the hospital a lot.
we all go to the hospital. We're all weak.
We've all been.
Yeah.
We've
I'm
all
for
got
it.
our hidden weaknesses.
We all have migraines, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I don't
shitty.
know if mine are hidden, but
Well, I heard one person who used to work in the medical industry. She said, "Oh, migraines, the invisible disease." I was
yeah,
like- and she's like, "Yo, it's pretty fucked up. No
Yeah.
one believes it's real." And like,
yeah.
man.
I've heard like migraines, lupus,
Yeah.
fibromyalgia called invisible disabilities because you can't.
can't see them, but they ruin your life.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god!
Shout out to anyone who's in chronic pain.
Preach.
I'm gonna go get my foot shot with cortisone in the following days. So
Shout out to them, and props to all the judgment they probably have to face from people that think they're just trying to get drugs or whatever.
Get drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Get disability insurance. Fucking.
a doctor accused me of being a drug addict when I was 10. Is fucking stupid.
That's pretty bold. Got a bad seed, I can tell.
I hope that guy doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah, I can see that for some.
Or he could still be employed, but he's not a doctor anymore.
Yeah, like a waiter. But we're now on to the first officially U.S. released album. Is that?
Oh
what-
yeah, I think it came out on 2 labels. One of them was U.S. label, I think.
So it was originally released December 12, 2003, and then it was released under Bleach 03. 2 years later, on September 6th, they also fucked up the release day being the number of the month because the Americans just don't get it, dude. But yeah, this is a continuation of the EP we're just talking about. This is self-titled or Bleach because
Whatever. Sorry. That is trebly as fuck. This track does feel a little like caught me off guard because I feel like the other 2 releases were, I don't want to say mellow, but they didn't come out as fast and furious. This is very fast, and that hi-hat is doing wonders. Oh yeah, it is. We might not get to it, but around 1.5 minutes, it goes into this fucking surf solo. It almost sounds like the Friends theme. Also, I have to say, this reminds you of a Super Junkie Monkey song called RPG. Called what? RPG. Just the main riff. The songs themselves are pretty different. This is a lot. That's
god damn, that's a lot of shit happening.
It's a rad song though.
It is Rat Song. Worst least favorite.
Oh,
I had a feeling this would be somebody's worst. least
Yeah.
favorite.
And it's not like I like the album. I think it's a good album. And the ultimately the reason is
Nils.
I love Nils. I fucking love Nils.
We need to talk about Nils.
Let's talk about Nils. Fuck it, let's talk about Nils.
Okay.
So they are right now. This is like their experimental album where they're
They're
just
most eclectic, or
Let's
and
try.
most commercial as well.
Which is my problem with it. Like, if this is what people are first hearing from this band, they're getting a wild misrepresentation. One, and then also, it's also just not. Also, it's just not the strongest writing. I feel like it's like
I don't know if it's a misrepresentation.
I'll tell you what's a misrepresentation is the only song that I've actually heard before, and that's the title track of the EP, Canary fucking Canary Emperor Strikes Back, whatever the hell it's called. It's a ska song. It's a fucking ska punk song, and I don't like it, but it's still a good song. Like I can't like call it a bad song.
It still gets stuck in your head.
It's always stuck in my head.
I thought more Fiddler on the Roof or like I don't know if Jewish music has like a proper term, but I thought more like the like that
Hava Nagila.
yeah, like that kind of stuff more than ska music.
Are you kidding?
I couldn't place it. I was like,
I mean, maybe like the actual notes and riffs,
Yeah.
but it's like a ska. Like put it on. It's a ska section.
The guitar upstrokes is like
guitar
ska.
upstrokes, and then the drums as well. It's like you're not gonna mistake that as anything but ska.
I did.
Put it on now and tell me that's not ska as fuck.
I'm not saying it's not, but
because ska really is like the reason why I don't like it is because it all sounds like they're all tropes, and if you do the trope, you're playing the genre.
I didn't realize this took. Not this though. It's literally the only song of theirs I've heard before this, for some reason.
Well, I used to listen to back in the
That
day.
makes sense. That's probably you.
But this guitar tone, it only really works on like some songs.
Yeah.
This one it works, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like that for the whole album.
This is ska. This is just a ska song. Not this. Not this.
The vocal line though, the melody is kind of like more like what
It
you're
is.
saying.
Yeah. It's Havana as fuck. I did this, which I think is great.
But it's just like it reads as just a ska punk song, like a '90s ska punk song.
I want to hear the Offspring cover that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta keep them separated.
They also went full on J-pop on was it the fourth track?
Chosen.
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 Chosen. I accidentally wrote it.
That's the nicest and sweetest.
It's their only ballad, and
Yeah.
I don't like it. I like that they did it. I was excited that they're trying a bunch of different shit. I think it misses, mostly because like the softer riffs and singing is fine, but around 240 it starts building up, and it's like the weakest build up. It doesn't turn into anything. It doesn't have this climax. It just sort of gets louder a little bit and then ends. Like knowing what they do and what they can do, it felt like a letdown. And that's basically why this is my worst, because they're taking huge swings and like, we're going to try this completely established genre that we haven't done before. And it's like, that's novel, but it's not, I don't feel like it has that much substance, and I get bored of it quickly, and I don't like it nearly as much as like the weirder, crazier stuff.
Damn, came out swinging.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of have to say, Hips, track 7. Probably the best thing they've done.
There we
Hips.
go.
Wait a minute.
If you look up
finding-
the kanji, it looks like it says Shidi.
Oh, Shitty. That's how I have it listed as. Hips.
Oh, I seen it romanized.
Oh,
as Hips
I-
on a couple
okay.
releases.
I have it as Sherry. Oddly funky. And I was not expecting like keyboards and synths on there. I'm gonna go with Robert on this one. It's a good song.
It's a miss for me. It's a miss for me. It's like it's more accessible than ever, but just it's something about the writing. It just feels just a step down. I can't knock it. I can't knock much on this album anyway, just because of how well it's performed and pulled off. But knowing what
After-
they can do,
Wait, you
After-
like Nils better than Shidi?
I like Nils way more. Actually, I'm surprised you guys don't love Nils.
No, I
I-
like it, but
I
for the wrong
do.
reasons.
What? Okay, you like it probably for the same reasons I like it. Why do you like it?
Because it's corn.
Score.
Fuck! That's why I like it. Shit.
You know the bass line?
You're right.
At the
Yeah.
end of the line?
Put it on. It's corn. It's just corn. You're right. Fuck.
Also, I like this trend where the drums unexpectedly sound amazing for no fucking reason, and the drums just sound real fucking good on this.
It's
The bass sounds good.
It's the bass line from the end of Block. So the reason I love it is because I was worried when I heard this bass line. I was like, that's pretty average. But once everything comes in, once the vocals come in, and it fucking changes the feel entirely.
Well, 2.5 minutes in is like good.
Oh yeah. Already. What fucking awesome vocal lines. It changes the feel entirely.
Jeff. This song is, I love it. It's seriously one of my favorite songs of theirs, honestly. I
good
fucking love it.
It's a good ass song.
Yeah.
It's no canary, but you know.
Howling, which was also on the EP, is back here. I think it rules.
I like the intro so much on that one. Spacey, kind of like late periods to Project Monkey.
I swear I felt like some of those vocals almost sound like fucking Surge from System of a Down.
Oh man,
I don't remember.
I have that for a different song.
Oh, it's hilarious.
You stole my System of a Down.
I mean, holy shit. What are the odds that these tiny Japanese girls sound like fucking Surge Tonkian?
Apparently real good. Real fucking good. Pow, 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 pow.
What else on here? Sundance or Sundance Moondance. I mean, that's a military drums, fucking medieval sounding.
There's some Thin Lizzy guitars. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, that song, I feel like that could almost be a cover like, of how different it sounds from everything they've ever done.
Yeah.
And then
that bonus track is horrendous. I'm assuming it's live.
it sounds like absolute dog shit. It literally hurts my ears. I think it's a cool song though.
Oh,
I like what they're playing.
I don't even know how you disconcern what they're playing from.
Well, when you listen to as many bad sounding
For
records,
how blown out it,
yeah, we've listened to a lot of just dumpster diving, really, with some of these punk bands that I was obsessed with. And then arigato gozaimasu. What does that mean? Good night, good day, good morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, I wasn't even close, but annoying.
Really?
Perform like a fucking beast. But it's like just really abrasive funkiness. It still falls in the camp of I can't knock it that much, but I'm not a huge funk guy in general. I like how they do it for the most part because it's just so batshit. But when it gets super, super, super funky, I just get bored.
So
that's why you didn't like Sherry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good song, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no.
Defending.
The weird thing about arigato gozaimasu was once I finally like placed the lyrics and could tell like when they're actually saying that in the song, for some reason I liked it better. It just makes it sound crazier.
It's
like,
the hook aspect of things.
Yeah.
The thing of fucking that Michael Chira got from John Cale, where like the kids need something to relate to. Put the vocals loud.
There you
That's
go.
what he told them. Yeah, people, if you could latch onto something, it turns it into a song instead of just a bunch of shit happening.
I like how your John Cale is just your Biden.
I thought it was my Jack Nicholson, honestly.
Maybe all three are the same.
They're kind of not that different.
Yeah.
If it's Biden, it would be more rambling and more. Ah, damn, Jack. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good album. And I just felt the least consistent, even though it is the most diverse. Probably the most diverse of all their albums.
it is for sure.
But my worst and least favorite. Right here, I guess they left the major label, which is interesting. It didn't say they were dropped. It says they left. Interesting. Wonder what happened there. But they sent to an indie label based out of Okinawa. And then that summer, they performed at Rising Sun Rock Festival, which I've never heard of.
That's probably big over. I don't know.
Is it?
Pretty big, festival in Japan, I believe.
What's the equivalent?
I would almost maybe say Reading Festival. I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. I can get a handle on that. In 2004, Bleach performed at South by Southwest for the third time, and then went on to perform in 6 cities across the U.S. And they played, I guess, a total of 18 cities, which is kind of a lot given well, for one, it's a band like this that's not exactly mass appeal. Coming from Japan with at this point, there was no major label backing. And apparently the US version of this album ranked high on college radio shows. Is that completely dead? The college radio thing? It feels like it's completely dead at this point.
Radio, I still listen to at least one that's
really?
out there. Yeah, I think it's KSBC.
Where's that from? Where's that based out of?
Claremont.
Okay.
I could see how the rise of streaming and stuff would do a number on college radio.
That bums me out because like that was really the only shot for a lot of bands like this.
I do kind of miss having like a tastemaker person, maybe like what Rollins does.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we got that on NTS.
Robert's NTS show. Plug it
There
real
we go.
quick.
The Athenian Marketplace, NTS Radio.
Show off your shirt too.
As you're sitting sideways to the
It's like I slowly drift.
I noticed that. You should just stare at the wall next time we
But yeah, my worst least favorite, but still a good album. It's really not a bad album at all. Before we move on, there's a little bit here regarding some of their influences, which very brief, cut and dry, simple answers. I'm assuming because of the language barrier. So it's very cut and dry. In terms of like music they're currently listening to, according to Kanna, Nick Cave, Morphine, Iggy Pop. Strong.
Good picks.
Good picks. According to Suki, Public Enemy. And that's it.
Yeah, that's
All right.
all. That's all you need.
Didn't even see, would never have seen that one coming. And according to Sayuri, Bump of Chicken and Aerosmith. Now, what is Bump of Chicken?
I think they're Japanese.
I hope with a name like
I
that.
mean, I've heard of them before for sure, but
More trivia. Their favorite movies. Kanna's favorite directors, I guess, are Terry Gilliam, Tim Burton, and Takeshi Kitano. Do you know who Takeshi is?
only the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
According to Suki, Twin Peaks. Is that the movie Twin Peaks or the show? We don't
Well, it's
know.
got to be the show at that point, right?
No, the movie was out by then. Probably
I
this
didn't know
all of
there
it. Probably this all.
Probably all of it. And Sayuri, Scissorhands, not Edward Scissorhands, just Scissorhands, Goonies, Radio Nojikan. I don't know them
Be
at all.
like radio time.
No idea.
Yeah, radio time.
Okay. Bands I like to tour with, High Lows, Gorge Fock from Kanna. I mean, I don't know any of these. Suki, Rage Against the Machine. All right. Bad timing. I think they were breaking up around that time.
No, they may have. I don't know when their first reunion was when they did Coachella, but I think it was like around 06.
That lines up. Okay. And then Tokyo, Pensalox, Maximum, The Harmon, and
Hormone. You forgot the
Gorman. Sorry. Hormone. Wait,
Hormone.
Hormone.
You know, like a hormone.
I can't even read. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm an idiot.
No, it's just a type.
It's a typo. And this is my favorite question of all, of course. Who would win in a fight between Godzilla and Astro Boy? And unanimously, Astro Boy. And according to Sayuri, because he is a kid of science.
Sure.
So is Godzilla, though, right? If you think about it,
Well, he's a monster of
science.
science.
A monster of science. Apparently, our boy Tom was a big Astro Boy fan when he was a kid. He can still remember the theme music and most of the words.
I know very little about Astro Boy, but as a Godzilla fan, I'm very disappointed that no one said Godzilla.
Nah, dude, Astro Boy. You don't fuck around with Astro Boy.
They picked the fake one over the real one.
Are you saying Godzilla's real?
Joke.
Are you trying to tell me right now that
Godzilla
the Lizard King
Yeah,
lives?
mutated,
in my heart.
Oh God. Shit. Yeah, I only saw they brought back Astro Boy. Like, I don't know if it was they remade the whole thing entirely. I think they did.
I think they did a
like a CGI.
movie. Yeah.
They did that. Yeah. And then, I'm thinking of like a TV show as a cartoon.
Oh.
It was for kids, but it was like still a cartoon. But it looked cleaner and revamped. And then of course the song by the Dwarves, which is my most exposure to Astro Boy.
There we go.
It's a
I
good song.
didn't even know the door. Yeah. Got some Astro Boy research to do.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, the Dwarves it's the only song on the album that's not just vulgar and perverted. It might still be, but it's called Astro Boy.
Maybe that makes it the most perverted.
That's probably the worst. Yeah. It's like, yeah. But we're moving on to their next full length. And this is, it's the longest in every conceivable way. It's the longest in length. It's the longest title. It's such a long title
that I didn't even bother to learn it, but I could try to read it.
let's try as best we can, because this came out May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, 2006. Yeah, try.
Migi mo hidari mo shihai? Suru atama wa kyou mo niku o kui yodare.
Or the head that controls both right and left sides eats meat and slobbers even today.
Christ. It's a post-rock title if I ever heard one.
Yep.
Godspeed's taking notes on that.
This is one aptly named song. Samurai Jungle.
Is perfect. It sounds like what it is advertised.
Yep. I love that guitar line. It's like she's playing it like a slap bass.
Also, I kept expecting them to like get cleaner or like stop being abrasive, but they never did. They never did.
Also, that vocal line is the same one that she used on the song that I said was the most annoying vocals ever.
Yeah, I was like,
it's insanely annoying, but it's still kind of charming. Well, I gotta say they were really good with opening tracks.
Yeah.
Except for this one. I don't mind it. I mean, I guess for most of the songs on this, it's like I like parts rather than the songs.
Interesting. I love that main riff so much that I call that a win. And so this is the longest, but 41 minutes is not a long album.
It for this band, it does kind of overstay their welcome.
Yes,
though.
I think it does.
Yes, I don't want to hear anything over 30 minutes from them.
I felt it definitely overstayed its welcome, but I couldn't call this a bad album, and I definitely liked it more than the last one. But it's also like
I think it's their best sounding one production-wise.
Yeah, probably.
I feel
up to this point
like it's the most guitar-driven album they do too.
I think this is the first time the guitar sits well with all the other instruments.
It's
like,
even.
Yeah, like the bass kind of, I don't want to say it takes a back seat, but it is minimized in a way.
Yeah, and then oftentimes you'll get just one side just dominating the other. I feel like it's pretty balanced here. And they've reined in the experimentation quite a bit. Like the songs are wilder than ever. They're still fucking nuts. There's some moments of accessibility, but there is no ska on here. There's no ballads on here. There's no like
plenty of funk though.
Lots of funk. Plenty of funk.
Pulse.
Yes, I think it's hooky as shit. It's one of the most accessible songs ever.
It's fun.
Clean sung vocals, really digestible rock riffs. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it feels great.
Lots of Ren and Stimpy guitars or Captain Beefheart guitars.
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy lately.
Yeah. Wait, fantasy.
I forgot what I was going to say, but this is an album I could probably return to and just, get more out of. But as of right now, I got to call it Worsley's favorite.
I'm okay with that. Just because of the length alone.
Fair. Yeah.
And it's again with the length, it's not like it's paced very well. It's not like they're throwing in these wild things to really shake things up. It's just more of the same, but for longer.
Yeah, I'm also just doing everything chronologically. I was getting the Bleach fatigue.
Yeah. It's real. The fatigue is real. That sometimes you got to step away, especially with.
You're in a season pro, like
we've sat through some
fast
dog shit.
This discography was so nice for me.
I actually had to go back and do a reverse because I felt like the fatigue was not helping me give it a fair shake to the later albums.
That definitely happens. Sometimes you got to really.
At least you acknowledge it. That's all you can do.
At a certain, because we've been doing this for so long, I still don't trust my first impressions, and I don't think you should never trust a first impression. But more and more consistently, I'll think something, I'll write it down, and then I'll go back. I'll move on, and then I'll go for a second listen, and then I'll forget all my notes, and I'll just be listening to it, and I'll think, this one feels like it's doing this and this and this. I wonder what I wrote, and it's exactly what I thought. So all right, I'm figuring out how to listen to music. Thank God.
It's a hard thing to figure out.
Digest it faster.
Yeah, or at least get a good, accurate impression on less listens. Head Cleaner, with track 3. I mean, all the song titles are in English here. I don't know if that's just a streaming thing or if that's how it was released.
It's nice though.
Could be the version I've seen both.
You know what? Yeah, it's just our version. It's at least our version is in English, but
I still remember when this first came out. It was in the MySpace days.
Oh,
and I think it was like either on their website or somewhere like that, where the illustration on the front was like animated. Like,
oh, really?
those characters would move around and stuff.
That's become very common these days.
Oh yeah, now
Animated album covers.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
All about the animated.
They were ahead of the curve. The Head Cleaner has this really super jazzy and clean intro, and then immediately just devolves into madness. And like little moments like that where I wish they would just kind of develop on it, but they don't.
It's not enough time.
Not enough. Torch rules at first, I think, for me. I love the main riff and has really good drums, and it has like these straight, sung clean vocals that become the most annoying thing in the world in the chorus. The chorus is fucking atrocious. I mean, I hate the chorus. I love the song. Just the chorus is the worst fucking thing they've done.
Wait, which one?
For Torch.
Torch. Okay, what did I see on
That one is short but sweet for me.
I think everything about it is so good. I mean, but that chorus is just fucking bland and basic and annoying. And it's
if you want to drive Mike insane, vocals are the quickest way to do it.
Oh, I said best one yet. Not when the vocals come in.
Oh, wow.
It does kind of take me back in parts. I don't know. Yeah, some of the stuff that they do gives me weird nostalgia for some reason.
Yeah.
Like taking me back to like when I first discovered all
Yeah, well, there's a whole period where we listen to a lot of this kind of stuff. It's definitely going to like cement that. But it's not even just the vocals in the chorus. It's like everything about the chorus. It's what they're playing. It's the actual riff. I find it to be one of their least interesting riffs they've ever written. But I think the good outweighs the bad ultimately.
While we're talking about riffs, I really like the disjointed guitar riffs in Rule of the Peacock.
Now that one, that's the song where I thought like, as the more it goes on, it just feels like a bunch of parts thrown together. It doesn't really feel like constructed that well.
I use the term disjointed, but it all kind of clicked for me. I thought it's a rad little song.
Interesting. Yeah, like I don't hate it, but it feels uneven to me.
And then Rock is Calling is like the most metal thing they've done up until this point.
That is a good fucking
10?
song.
Track 10?
I think so. Let me just double check.
One song I didn't write the track.
No, it's nope, I'm looking at the wrong album. Yes, that is track 10. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently, I thought the vocals sounded like Nihao or another Japanese group.
The vocals in the intro and outro are pretty bad. I fucking hate them, and they're annoying. But they're like brief little moments. They're not even like part of the song really. The song itself, I mean, pretty goddamn heavy. Really, I mean, the growled vocals. I mean, she is growling, man. She's whoever the screamer is here. You got to give it up. Like,
but then there's like different screaming too. So it's
like the growl
specifically
the growl screamer, because she alternates between the screams and just. I mean, full on death metal growls, but lady doing it.
It's amazing.
It never doesn't work. I mean, especially for this wild shit. One of my least favorite songs of theirs probably is Sketchbook, which sounds like fucking Express Yourself. Is that the name of the song? Fucking the end of the sampled.
I didn't think about that song. I was like, do I have the fatigue? And then I came back. I'm like, no, this is really just one of their weakest songs, I think.
How do you feel?
I wrote biggest change of pace, but vocal melody sucks.
Yeah. It's like old school funk with the occasional barks and growls.
I listened to it earlier today, but I don't remember. So
I mean, it has a kind of cool anthemic chorus, but it is just too much. It's just too much. The funk stuff is the only way for me to not like what this band does. Slant, I think, is pretty rad. Kooky as hell, slows things down a little bit. Lots of, the growls mixed with this weird odd speak sing kind of vocals. and then halfway through it, it takes another turn for the insane. It gets faster, louder, a million schizophrenic voices everywhere. It's really good vocal overdubs. Yeah, a little long for its own good, but I think it's rap.
Just an album that's too long at 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little redundant. It's a little redundant.
It was giving you a lot of mixed feelings because it was like produced so well. I was like, oh wow, this appears like the best thing yet, but it's kind of like, yeah, it just kind of wore me up. But apparently, I thought the last track was the best one, or I really liked it, or something.
Very fucking good.
Skull Trail?
No.
I only wrote
the
down
Japanese one.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's only in Japanese.
Something about a dream or whatever, but I didn't write the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the only song not translated on this version that we have. Real twisted guitar lines, really heavy, really good sung vocals. Satisfying, good closer. So making this one, they gave all these songs onto Daniel Wyatt, who mixed it, I guess. They worked with engineer Chris Athens, who worked on Coldplay's X and Y. They got a fucking Coldplay engineer to record this.
Wild connection there.
Or master this. That is the opposite ends of the spectrum as you can possibly get.
I feel like engineers are kind of like all over the place though.
Yeah, and he just mastered it, but still, like, I mean, I guess it sounds good. So cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. All right, there it is. Fucking 1 degree away from Coldplay. This insane band from Japan. Oy. But Robert's worst and least favorite. Long. It's too long for this kind of band, but it still has plenty of good moments, but a little redundant and some dips here and there. But we have a few more, baby. Few more. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this one's easy. This is easy. This came out June 6, 2008. Wait, how big of a gap is that? No, it's only 2 years. It's only 2 years. All right, 2008. Yeah, this is Kien or High Spirits.
Those chokes are crisp.
Yeah, they are.
I'm excited for this to start.
Metallica wishes they were this good.
They finally blast. They're finally blasting.
I caught me off guard.
One of the best openers. It's about Twilight Zone.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Now some Tourette's by Nirvana. I thought, I don't know if it's this one or a different one. It's kind of making me think of like Psycho Head Blowout. Yeah. Great album. Great album.
You think of the White Zombie album?
Yep. It does a lot. It does sound like that. Fuck. Oh, I love this. I'm so glad they leaned into the blasting. Fantastic opener.
Best personal favorite.
I almost gave this one as well.
This one stole me.
Yeah.
Stole my heart. Love it.
Real good.
So goddamn good. Oh my God.
The most metal.
Yep. It's the most metal. And especially following the last two albums, I was expecting more kookiness.
Mm-hmm.
Not this level of fury.
Yes.
It almost sounds like there's a different singer on this album. Like somebody, I was like, there's a new voice on here, but I don't know like who it is or what. But
yeah, this,
especially listen to this and then listen to the very first release, it's like, it sounds like a different band.
It's funny because like we listened to them all the way all in a row. It's like, yeah, they're a crazy band. They're just doing more crazy stuff. But if you go to the last and the first, like they did grow and change.
It's like actually subtle, but the changes are a lot bigger than you'd probably think on the surface.
Yeah. I mean, what don't I love here? The track 2, Geshoku or something. I mean, some of the coolest shit they've ever done.
The bass is back, baby.
Oh boy. Like super tight, really evil, angry, like the more evil riffs than ever before on this album.
But also there's like surf rock.
Yep. Oh, and they do dabble with that from time to time.
Yes.
These nice, cool surf guitar solos.
I didn't really realize how ugly the guitar chords were because they fit so well in the songs.
If you isolate any instrument, it's nonsense. It's like wrong. It's just wrong. This whole album is just wrong notes everywhere, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is so it's my favorite. It's what I think is the best, and it's because of what I was saying earlier about how this is a special band. Like these three girls together this is why they're good, because you take one out, you take one of these things out and you isolate it or you replace it. It's fucking annoying and weird and but together it's just beautiful chaos.
Especially, I keep talking about the guitars, but it's like, if say somebody didn't like the way the guitar sounded in the beginning, so it's like, oh, well, let's change and get a different guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a big mistake because the guitars change so much throughout their arc or whatever you want to call it. For me, this one, listening to everything in order, the fatigue set in, and it sounded like, well, it just sounds like another Bleach album.
Yeah.
So I had to just give it a rest and then start off with the later albums first. And this one really hit me with Psycho Caravan. That was the one that it hit me.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know if you guys could hear it. Vocals aside, that could be like an early Brainiac song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think it's funny that this is like the, more heavy album, and then I would expect a song called Psycho Caravan to be real psycho, but it's tame in comparison, which is fine. It's still a good track.
It's one of the breather songs, kind of.
It is.
I mean, it's really interesting. It has these twisted, absolutely hideous riffs with pretty melodic vocals on top, and then it goes into several really anthemic sing-along sections that all feel pretty good. It's an odd one.
Arpeggiated, haunting guitar lines.
Yeah, it's fitting of the title, but on first listen, it definitely sticks out. But I liked it a lot more the more I heard it. It's a grower too. What else? And Go-Sai, man, you bring me some evil clean sections, I am yours. Oh, it's so cool.
It's crazy to do that beef heart guitar with heaviness.
It feels great, and also it's really good for pacing because the first three tracks are a gauntlet of just loud and fast, and that one cleans it up a little bit, and then around a minute in, it switches into this really chaotic waltz. And this album, I think several times it'll switch time signatures right in the middle of it. It feels like the most, not proggy, but a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I never noticed too many time signature changes before this.
I don't know if it has time signature changes, but I will say Pastel Colors got some more math rock stuff going on there, and it's awesome.
Man, it's just a constant stream of wrong notes.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Dillinger thing where let's just do all the wrong notes super fast and very loud
and put cute vocals on top of it.
Some of the wackiest vocals ever on that song.
Yeah. Well, out of all their albums.
Yeah.
Says,
yeah.
So it contrasts a lot more, I think.
That's what makes these songs so fucking fascinating. It's like you could throw some death metal growler on there and it'll still be cool, but you won't remember it as much. It's fucking weird.
Well, what I liked was the second track where they do this break and it's the kind of thing that from them you'd expect a growl to come in, but instead they do this ooh.
It's so creative. You can't unpredictable. You'll never predict it accurately.
Yeah, well, I'm glad somebody picked this one because I thought I didn't pick it, but it's gonna get overlooked or something.
Absolutely not. This one, it kind of the opposite of you. It perked me back up. It brought me back into it. After the last one, I was like, oh, okay, they're cool. I can definitely pick from the first handful the best. I have no problem with that. And this comes on and just changes my day. Every goddamn song on here. Gah.
It does do things to make it seem unique, even amongst the chaos that is this band. So, it does really stand out.
What especially did that for me is the second to last track, Rakushite Kantan Fushii.
I have to see it. I didn't write it down.
Holy shit. That one.
Rakishite Kantan Fushiawase.
That one. It's like deranged cowpunk with psycho vocals, which I can't think of another song where they use that cowpunk beat before. And it's like, just, yeah, you didn't even think that like something like that would make that big of a difference. Like, you think at this point in the discography, they've done everything, at least drum wise.
Nope.
It's like, no, there it is. A cowpunk song, but done their way, which is fucking pretty crazy. And then the closer is probably the grooviest song on here. It's the funkiest thing on here.
Yeah, for sure. A band that's dabbled in wackiness, the wackiest song on this extra serious
Yeah, this is like I guess
album.
this would be considered like more serious too.
Just look at that cover.
I love the cover.
It's amazing, yeah.
It's actually, is
like
it my favorite cover?
Kind of cinematic.
I think it might be my favorite
is,
cover.
yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of like a Korean horror movie. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. This album rules.
Hell yeah.
I got no complaints.
No, the same here.
Yeah, my best personal favorite. Unanimously, we all like it a whole bunch. And if you like this kind of music, you will like this album. But we got one more. Hell yeah. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
It's been a fun journey. This came out July 7th, 2009. This is Bleachstone.
静かに流れる景色には及ばぬ思いがひしめいてなく玉食いざらざら群がる叫びをガスト割り散るガガガガガガガ
I love that refrain.
You know what?
That refrain.
Oh yeah. Those drums sound like trash cans.
Yeah.
群がる渇きに変わり損ねてた世界へ集まるクライスガスト割り散るガガガガガガガ
This might be like the heaviest opener. Like slower, heavier. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a song like this.
Yeah, most Jesus lizard.
Yeah. Yeah, this like Psycho Caravan on the other one for me.
Yeah.
Like with this one, it was like the opening track. Like, oh, this is my kind of music.
Oh yeah. This is twisted. This is fucked up.
I love the drum sound. Like,
Yep. God, that song fucking rules. Yeah, that drum sound. I mean, this is one distorted ass album.
Worst least favorite.
Best album.
Man, okay. How does this keep fucking happening?
It's amazing. I love
We can
it.
agree on a band so like top to bottom, a full episode, and still,
Yeah.
why? I'm drooling all over myself.
I guess
Yeah, how is it the worst?
Yeah,
this stuck with me the less.
Mm.
I mean the least.
Or the least, sorry. The other albums, I was like, there's always like something I can cling on to, and at this point, it didn't really feel to me like they're saying anything new. But I still think it's a good album. I don't think I said it earlier. I don't think they've done a bad recording, but yeah, this happens to be the one I would at the bottom of my list.
And why is it the best?
This is the best because it's got the full package for me for what would be a best album. The songs,
That's it. Just the songs, and we're
The
done.
songs, it's the
It is
band.
music.
Where the band is,
Yeah.
like they feel. I think since you could probably say from the the long title one that
Yeah.
they're like pretty tight, but especially from the previous one, Kien, to this one, they're just like on it. They're at the top of their
Oh
game.
yeah, 100%.
And the sound, the
sound.
songs, the pacing of it.
Mhm.
It's like I love the first song. If I like the first song that much, I'm gonna keep going back to the album. I didn't know that this was gonna be the best
Mhm.
because it seemed kind of like on equal footing with Kien.
Yeah.
But see, I can't really remember the second track that much unless I hear it. But once it goes into the third track, it's like, oh, it's back in. This is like what a good album is. Like it's just it keeps it up, and it's like what 26 minutes
It's
long.
Very
It's
brief.
so short. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. It reminds me of like this album by this other group called Sushi Mamire that might have came out the same year, and that was also like a stripped down kind of raw album for them, where it's like, you know, one of the signs of a great album is, you know, you think you're on track 3 or 4, but you're really on track 5 or 6.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
going by so smoothly.
Yeah.
Like this is it for me.
Oh wow! I mean, it's still as good as everything else. It wasn't. I mean, I loved Kien so much that it wasn't that difficult. But this one, I was like fully content with this being like, all right, you can suck now. Like, I don't mind. I have my thing. I'm good. I'm happy. And this was like, God damn, that's good. That's damn good.
When I first heard it, I was like, well, they kind of just like left on a whatever note. They just turned out another album. I was hoping that they would pull it together in the end.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like it just clicked suddenly. It clicked, like I got it.
The only I have one problem with this album, and that is the closer. And it's like one of their least interesting. I found it to be one of their least interesting songs. It's just like a straightforward generic punk song. Or is it Suna Gotta Die 09?
Well, they put it at the perfect point in the album.
Yes. And that's like when you're nitpicking, I guess, like, all right, well, there's one thing I don't like. Whereas all these other albums, I liked every single thing on there. That's like the only, I don't know, the actual only low point I can name. But songs like Night of the Living Wood, which could almost qualify as metal. It's like metal surf with the occasional ska guitar. It's pretty rad.
Which number is it?
3.
3?
That's their most.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's when I was like,
That's their most System of a Down song.
Ah, not bad. Not bad.
Bring Surge on. If there's some sort of reunion album,
Oh man, I just Surge singing these songs.
probably be amazing.
It would at least be entertaining.
Or if they were Surge's backing band, I want to hear it. I want to hear lots of things.
Actually, I would love to hear that.
yeah.
Oh shit. What else we got? Here?
the 6th track. I just love the way it just builds. It starts off really cute and weird,
Poppy.
and then
Yeah.
then it gets into like weirder guitar lines, and then the chorus is just like growling with bass chords.
Fucking
like,
new metal city on that. Oh, I love it. It's so cool.
That is my favorite guitar playing on this album, track 6.
That's the only song where I literally wrote that the vocals could be classified as corn-ish.
And did you capitalize the R when you wrote that?
I didn't. I fucked up. Damn. I try to use the fucking Russian backwards R too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that song rules. Inca Rose. Also, the song titles here are bizarre. They're a mix of English and Japanese, but the syntax is all strange, and the capitalization is very odd. Inca Rose. I said it about this song, but I can kind of say it about a lot of songs. It's basically a musical panic attack, where like you get this one really paranoid line, and then these pretty vocals on top of it, and it's just conflicting core emotions happening at once, and it's twisted. It's why I love it.
that's what I liked about it, though. It felt like more emotional than some of the others.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but I really do love blending all that shit. Complex Ningen. I mean, we're back with some crazy slap bass.
That kind of has like a sleazy vibe. I can't exactly.
I know what you're talking about. It's like almost like a bar rock.
Favorite part apparently is from 1 minute to 1 minute and 30 seconds for some reason. I think I remember which part that is, though.
It's a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's good ass 30 seconds there, brother.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't love all of it, but I find it to be pretty novel. It kind of keeps things interesting, keeps things moving. I would have been fine if the album ended there, honestly. Although it's so short, I don't even mind the last track so much. It's been fucking rules, man. I don't know, dude. But Robert's best and Alex's worst and least favorite, because we have to disagree somewhere. And yeah, that's it. They fucking broke up. Don't know why. I'm sure it was for good reasons. Miya went on to form 385, and they released 2 albums in 2010 and 2013, and that's it. Radio Silence, and then Kanna guested on a J-pop album by, was it
I don't know who that is.
in 2017, and that's it. They have disappeared. I'm sure they're back working or cosmetology or whatever it was that they were doing before they formed the band.
Hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll get back together. It doesn't seem that unlikely. There's been some other bands from around that time that broke up and got back together.
Yeah. I don't know what the demand is like
That's what I'm more wondering about.
elsewhere in the world.
Yeah,
But
what's the demand of this band?
America can't be.
America probably I thought would have been the only other place besides Japan where
Yeah, I don't know too much of Europe's interest.
Yeah. I guess it's also from a scene I don't know anything about. So.
Mhm.
well whoever requested it wonder how they kind of
Was it you under an alias?
no I probably would have requested more Joaquin Makina.
Damn,
No,
this.
I would have at some point.
Yeah.
It's hard to just narrow it down.
Yeah.
X Girl would be a good one.
Yep.
You know who?
I remember them from your days.
yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's actually like if I hear one song, I'm sure it's gonna be like way back into 15, 20 years ago.
Mike Patton and Joe Biafra agree.
Really?
Well, they put out their last two albums.
Wait, when did those come out?
I think 2001 and 2004.
That is not recent. Holy shit.
No. But they got back together again too.
Okay.
Off air, this guy said he stopped watching movies after 2005. So that is recent for
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah.
Well, music wise, no, yeah. I don't
Everything
know.
just sort of started 2005. that was the peak of all art.
He just decided this is the year.
It's just I gotta catch up on my cinema compared to my music.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Well,
Fair enough.
This having some fun. Having some fun here.
Just like Bleach. Fun.
Just so fun. So I guess that's about does it. Thank you for hanging out. Let's do a little recap. Just start off with you.
Personal favorite is going to be Otokoichokusen. That kind of set the template, whatever. And
Okay, like you just said this long ass Japanese word, and then you're like template.
yeah, I know. I don't know.
America. Sorry.
America.
Speaking is hard, no matter what language it
It
is.
is, yeah. Kind of. Worsley's favorite. Oh gosh, you know the title. Slobbers even to today.
Just do the fucking American name.
The head that controls both right and left sides eats the blah blah. Yeah.
Something about meat and
Slobbers
meat
even
and
today.
slobber, yeah.
Even today, it's slobbers.
Yeah, even today. Worsley's favorite. I'm probably not appreciating the depth of it. It just took a little bit more. Just took more out of me to appreciate, and yeah, I don't know. So not a bad album by any means. The best sounding up to that point. And best album is going to be Bleachstone. It's got all the hallmarks of a great album. And that's about it. A lot of distortion, and like trash can drums.
Didn't even really mention like that is probably I think their most distorted album.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so distorted.
it's warm. Makes you think of like rain and sadness. And
Yeah. Who doesn't like that?
And Bleach and Stones.
yeah,
Bleach and Stones. Alex?
Nice and tidy. Best personal favorite, Queen of Nudity, front to back, slaps. Worst least favorite, Bleachstone. Didn't have much new to say, at least to me.
You didn't like the warm, sad, rain, distorted feelings
like the
that
trash can drums.
didn't like. Guess he doesn't like trash can jump.
I do not.
For me, Bleach, worst least favorite, and it is just wild swings, and I don't necessarily like how they did it, and then they abandoned that type of experimentation. So I feel like maybe they didn't like it either. Just a hunch. Yeah, just this is the worst paced and most uneven. It's still a decent album though. And Kien or High Spirits, whatever. Just beautifully metal, and not even metal. It's just what these
like
people do
What
as
these three
metal.
girls
yeah.
from Okinawa do.
Yeah, and it's incredible. It's fucking. They're blasting on there. It's so good. I just love it. I just love it.
they're blasting in there, Jerry.
Thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out. Thank you so much to Adrian for hanging with us this whole time and requesting this and being cool and patient while we took our sweet time doing it. If you want to support us just like he did, please go to our Patreon, patreon.com/everyalbumever. We have some bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. You get to join our Discord and be a part of our community. And that's where we also pick out our EAE singles episodes. And if you're tier 2, and you can suggest a full discography just like Adrian. So please go there, do that. Thank you. Follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey and Alex, and Instagram at
Every album, Alex.
and Robert.
Instagram, hoodpass.wick. NTS Radio, the Athenian Marketplace. If you want to hear stuff like Bleach and anything along those lines.
Wild stuff. And don't forget to follow our history guy, Tom Osman, at tomosmansounds.com for all things music, and tomosman.substack.com for all his writing on music and interviews and all that jazz. He also put out a new album with existent non-existent called Industrial State of Mind, so check that out. Links to that in the description. And my debut EP, Panda Monkey. Check that out too. Link in the description.
Oh, wait. My album's going to get a re-release in May.
Really?
If they want to get a physical copy through Contain.
Yes.
Well,
How?
I don't know yet. It's not out yet.
All right.
It's like, just look out for it. I mean, you can find everything through my Instagram, my t-shirts,
Yeah.
radio show, all that jazz.
And link in the description for that as well. And I think that's all the plugs.
Yes.
Okay. What are we ending this with?
Well, I wanted to say Sheedy, but
I'm putting my foot down.
hey,
Not Sheedy.
hey, we disagreed on the album, but we
Oh,
agreed
you
on
did.
Sheedy.
We did agree on that. Well,
We all like this band so much. Don't put on a song I don't like.
what album?
Oh, what do we all? Oh, that's on Michael's worst. Well, what would be a song we all agree on?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
good. We could be here all night doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Nils?
We already put on.
Nils.
We already put on some of it. There's
We
so
did
many.
agree on Neil.
We did, but we there's so many to pick from, and we already put that one on. I think we can do one that we haven't put on.
Psycho Caravan. Psycho Caravan.
Stick around is good.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
All right.
His heart's not in it. His heart's not in it. I felt it. Your heart's not in it.
Because okay, my heart is in it, but I think of like my heart and the collective heart of the listeners. I thought it would be Sheedy, but hey, we can do Psycho Caravan.
I don't like that. I think we have to go Sheedy just because of that. Because I know it's what his heart wants. I don't fucking like it. That's what
Yes.
you're fucking getting. So thanks so much
I
for listening and
know I'm a
watching.
master of reverse psychology.
See ya.